Hello and welcome to Minigame Monday. This session is coming to you live on April 28th, 2025. And today we're going to be solving a crossword puzzle made up of titles with clues referring to titles from the August 2024 Protospiel Online convention session. As I'm recording this, we are a week away from early bird badge sales ending for May 2025 session. So badges remain on sale after the 5th of May, but they will go up in price after that day. So I will first, let me give you the link to the puzzle that you can solve along with me, or you can share with your friends, especially those designers whose titles are featured. I encourage you to share with your friends and celebrate looking back at the times when you've brought your prototype to Protospiel Online. Let me find the chat, sorry. So here's the puzzle that we'll be solving today. And let me grab the link to badge sales. And we'll keep this up in the chat unless somebody has something to say hello in the chat. I'll show you the link to badge sales for May 16th through 18th. And let's open up the puzzle. So I've done one of these before. These puzzles, crossword puzzles, are prototypes that added tags for bingo matching. So they are on the website and they have a little bit of extra information that's not required to add, but those people who added that extra tagging gave me enough to work with to make clues about their puzzle where it would be possible to look up the answer for sure and have it not be ambiguous. So they got included in this puzzle. And as you can see, there are links in the clues of this crossword puzzle. And in actuality, the answer is going to be available down here. This is what I'm talking about, the tags. Oops, sorry, these tags. There's a few different optional tags included in the game. Included in the description of the game will show what is what the answer could be, of course, as well as how long the clue is. So Insider Fruit Trading is a game that I did play test, and it was an economic game, as you could maybe guess, and from the title. And Isle of Skye mechanic. Isle of Skye is kind of famous for having different scoring goals during different rounds, or it's like one of the first games that introduced that, and the other games have used that since. It's also a tile laying game, but Insider Fruit Trading doesn't have tiles, and it has cards. It has kind of a flowing market. So Isle of Skye sort of has a blind auction. You set the price of the things you're going to be selling before people can see, and you have all simultaneously reveal. And you're selling, you draw tiles to be placed in your home board, and set prices on them based on the things that are going to be scored that round, how valuable you see them as, how urgent you see them. And you have to use your own money to set the price. I might skip this one because nothing is coming immediately to mind for a name of mechanic that they have in common. I did make this puzzle, but it's been a few weeks, so I don't remember. Puzzle by number and Azul theme. Theme, it's kind of artistic. Azul is kind of artistic. It's about tiles being placed on the wall of a palace to make a design. And puzzle by number, you're coloring sections. I haven't play tested it. I've just heard people talk about it. I'm getting stumped again. I mean, something like art, but that I also know what the all of these answers are going to be things that are available for bingo tagging or that were available for bingo tagging in August. I've recently updated the bingo tagging after looking at these puzzles and seeing that there was a lot of people were kind of adding a mechanic or something that was an approximation that kind of sounded similar to what the actual mechanic that was in the game was, but it was not really what you would call that mechanic, and it was because they didn't have enough options. So more options have been added, and for theme as well. But I'm not remembering, visual art or something like that. It's not going to fit that. I believe that is a new one that's going to be available, but it wasn't in the past, something along those lines. So, yeah, if I can't remember, if I go to this page, I will be able to, and I look at the list of mechanics, I'll be able to tell which one. But let's try Suitcase and Trekking the World theme now. Suitcase, the title. I have not played this one. This one is one of Marnie's games. I like Frank and Predictor, her other two that she's brought. And those two, or Frank I have played, Predict I've talked to Marnie about more, and I know more about it. But Suitcase has got to be about travel, though, right? And so is Trekking the World. So we're looking for 10 across. Okay, we're making some progress now. A Taste for the King and Splendor Duel. A Taste for the King is one I've play tested actually multiple times. It's been around the Protosville Online community for at least a year or two, and it is a bit of a pressure luck bingo kind of trying to collect. Maybe the collection is that thing. Man, it's only 4 letters though, and it's a mechanic that's the same as Splendor Duel. You're trying to collect foods that are on your menu. It's like you're the king, you're going through the meal, and you're trying to avoid poison. Splendor Duel is, Splendor is a old and widely known game that is about collecting gems, and once you have a gem, you're able to use that gem as kind of your bank to buy more gems. So it's an engine building game. You're building a tableau. With the Taste for the King, you have a bingo card kind of that is to be marked off. Like maybe in real life you'd be adding tokens or something to it to mark it off, or maybe it would be a dry erase board where you check the box probably to say that you had found something, or you had successfully safely eaten something. Splendor Duel, I mean, there's a market you're buying cards from, you're building a tableau. You're taking what's different about Splendor Duel than regular Splendor is that you are taking your tokens that you can use to buy them if you don't have the cards for them in your tableau from a board that you take 3 in a row from, and there also are a new kind of gem, Pearl. Excuse me. Something that's 4 letters that they have in common is tough. It's certainly not, Splendor Duel is not a pressure luck game. So I might wait on that one too. A part that's in Champions of Midgard and Frank. Oh, that's tricky. Frank is like a party conversation game, and Champions of Midgard is, of course, like a heavy Euro-y game. It has workers as dice. I mean, card. They both have cards, but I made this so tricky for myself. For future me, past me made this very tricky for future me. Predict in 6-NIMT format. I feel like that is maybe card game. Does that fit? Yeah, predict is I believe it's a trick-taking game, but I know it's a card game. And 6-NIMT is a card game with numbers on cards that you're trying not to be the one who places. You all simultaneously choose a card with a number on it that you will play, and you have to play it to the row that it's the next closest to in chronological order or ascending order, and you want to not be the last person to play in a row when it gets to its 6th spot. So it's all cards. Stirred and Boop format. Stirred is another one that I have play tested. That is a grid of tiles that are in a pot with ingredients, and you're pushing an ingredient in from one of the spots to try to manipulate the board for a set that you're looking for, 3 in a row that you have a secret goal of to be in there. So Boop is a game where you're trying to get 3 in a row by placing. It's an abstract game of placing cats on a bed and booping each other around, meaning like when you put one cat next to a cat, it pushes it, or really kittens push kittens, cats push kittens, and kittens can't push cats. And so by getting 3 in a row, you upgrade your kittens to cats, and they're heavier than kittens. But abstract, maybe. They're kind of both about positioning things. 9 across. Where is... Or wait, yeah. No, 16 across. I'm sorry. Why? Where am I getting 9? 16 across is here. Does abstract fit? Yeah, that's probably right. Okay, so Golfer and Good Critters theme. I haven't played Golfer, but I remember the picture on the page. It's a little gopher dressed up like a golfer. And Good Critters is a game I've played that is a bluffing game where about like a crime ring, but you're all animals and you have special powers based on the animal you are. I think it's been a long time since I played that one, but it's animal. Like there are anthropomorphic animals in both cases, but I'm thinking animals is probably what was. Oh, that'll say it's not abstract. Okay, S, something that starts with an S. I feel more confident about animal than abstract. So let's do that for now and come back to that. Okay. Oh, I wasn't at the top of the list. See, each of these is its own scrollable list, that across and down. Oh, and I missed some here too. Goodness. Okay, well, I'll come back up to Otter then. Otter and Koi theme. So that Otter is a card game about, like, obviously otters, and Koi would be about I've not played it, but it's about fish, right? So or maybe, yeah, Koi might be the one that I've played one time, I think. It's about a koi pond placing like water lilies and stuff, if it's the one I'm thinking of. There's a few different games that are that theme. I'm not sure which. It's hard to remember which is which name, but nautical maybe I know is a word that's available as a tag, so, and it's related to water, so I'll try that. And then okay, Twin Tarot and It's a Wonderful World mechanic. So Twin Tarot is Um, a game where you have this was another one that I've play tested. You have a grid of kind of area control tiles that are one side is blue and one side is yellow, or whatever color they are. And one player's the blue player and one's the yellow player, and you have cards that just do wacky, huge, sweeping things to the board. And you play 2 cards, and your opponent decides which one of them to veto. And A Wonderful World is a tableau building game where you're taking one card at a time from you're doing a pass draft, taking one card at a time, and then you build all of from the cards you've collected, you build them all. You can discard some of them to get resources to be able to build the other ones, and when you build the cards, they produce resources. So it's kind of a resource management game, but Twin Tarot has nothing to do with that. And this is 23 across. It's a very long one. Maybe tableau building. We can try that. Risible Relatives Reunion and Cottage Garden Part. Interesting. So it's interesting. Risible Relatives Reunion has cards. It's a I think even maybe an 18 card game, a very low footprint card game where there are the cards can be used to play lots of different games, but all of them have sort of a grid of squares on them, and you can it's kind of almost like card tile laying. But there are shapes that are tetrominoes or polyominoes. I can't remember. Tetrominoes would be like if there are always 4 squares, but I think they might be different numbers of squares, so they would be polyominoes. And Cottage Garden is a tile laying game with polyominoes, so I'm gonna guess it's polyomino, even though the parts are not actually, they're not tiles that are polyominoes in Risible Relatives Reunion, but those shapes are represented on the cards. Okay, let me go all the way to the top. Okay, there we go. Feast and Folly and the Castles of Burgundy mechanic. Okay. These are kind of similar. Feast and Folly is about medieval feasts, and you're trying to collect foods that go together well, or that create a balanced feast. And you're placing them into a grid. I think it's a 3x3 grid, and there's scoring based on what things are next to each other. And in Castles of Burgundy, you're also taking things and placing them into a hex grid. And you can only play things that are next to things that are already there. 2 down. Man, I'm getting stumped a lot here. I'm gonna have to go look at the pages, I think. A mechanic. In Castles of Burgundy, you roll a die, and you can take or place things based on the tiles being in the depot that is that number on the die, or the spot on your board being that number on the die. I don't think that I've play tested Feast and Folly, and I feel like it's been at least a year ago. So the details of how you take the cards to put into your grid are kind of escaping me now. And it might have something to do with that. Okay, I'm gonna keep going on, and I think we're gonna have a lot of chance to look at the prototype listing pages for all of these on this stream. I think once I see the list of things, it will come forward to me. But Professor Whizzlepuff's Element Rodeo, I have not play tested. Sunset Over Water theme. Sunset Over Water I've played, and it's about painting landscapes. So nature, maybe. Nature is depicted here, and elements are depicted here. So let me see if nature fits. Oops. It really wants to go across. Okay, I think that might be right. Kingdom or Bust, and you're on nose part. Okay, this one's very obvious because Kingdom or Bust, it uses dominoes to, you play dominoes to try and push forward towards the other person's battle line or whatever. So that's 4 down. That's got to be dominoes. Oh, are you kidding me? It's got to be dominoes. Maybe, does domino end in O? Well, I was going for plural. I don't know. Oh no. If it's C or ominoes, come on. I know that must have been, it's like difficult to find games that use dominoes as a part. So I think that I would have struggled to find an example. It's got to be dominoes, but I'll leave that there for now and move on. Okay, Beat Tag and Colt Express format. Beat Tag I have not played, and I don't know too much about it. Colt Express is a kind of action programming bluffing game. It's a party game, or I mean, you could maybe describe it as a party game because it's like silly and raucous. It's pretty, there's a lot of mechanics and everything, but with Colt Express, but it is kind of a game you shouldn't play taking too seriously. It's, you know, program your movement and see what happens and laugh when it all goes awry, kind of thing. So it could be party if, no, it's too big of a word. All right. Domino adventure thingy, like Kingdom or Bust, also from Derwent, making a lot of games that use dominoes. And the Isle of Cats mechanic. That's the Isle of Cats is a tile laying game, so it might be tile laying. Yeah. It always happens. If I get it going that direction. Yeah. Okay, this is where I was before. Doom Cat and Metro X mechanic. I haven't played Doom Cat, but Metro X is a random and write. It's a flip and write game. Like you have a deck of cards, you flip them up, and you write the numbers that are on them into a subway map kind of grid. So 9 down could be random and right might be the really, no, or well, yeah. Oh, it wouldn't fit this. That would imply this is not right, but I don't know that I was super sure about that. So, but this, oh, interesting. No, sorry, TE. Yeah, T. I missed the TE. Okay, so it's not tableau building. That won't fit. I feel like this, I feel more confident in this one because even though I haven't played Doom Cat to really be sure it's a random and right, too many of those letters at the top kind of worked perfectly, so. I'm not sure. I'll have to come back to that too. Okay, Kells and Sagrada part. Sagrada is a game with clear colored dice that you're making a stained glass window by placing them into a Sudoku kind of grid, making sure not to have like at least things. I think you're allowed to have things in the same row, but often you score better if you have unique things, unique numbers and rows, but you can't put a 1 right next to a 1 unless you have a special power for a minute to break that rule or something. So it might be dice. I think Kel's is. I've seen the art on it. It kind of is like a Celtic, maybe stained glass kind of vibe, though I haven't played it myself. So it might be dice. It's 20 down. No, it's got too many letters to be dice. Sagrada has a player board you play into. A draw bag. Draw bag is possible. Because you draw the dice in Sagrada out of a bag. Put them in a line before you draft to take what you'll take. So, okay, loot box and role player theme. Loot box is a deck building game about going on an adventure, a D&D style adventure. So, or getting your equipment going for that. So, fantasy might be. And role player is also a game about building, like dice placement, building a character sheet for a fantasy type adventure setting. Scattered and telestrations format. Party. Oh, I think this might be a Y. Or, sorry, Y. And I'm just misspelling polyominoes, and then this would be party. Sorry, that's a T, not a Y. I don't know why I keep hitting the wrong button there. Okay. I think that's right. And now we've gotten to the end. So, okay, I'm going to go back and now Insider Fruit Trading and Isle of Skye. I'm going to look at the mechanics list for Insider Fruit Trading. Stock manipulation. In a sense, you're doing stock manipulation in Isle of Skye. So, yeah. I said economic, but the particular... Yeah, that's gonna be it. Interesting. But it can't be domino. This can't be domino? Does this fit? Yeah, in every other way. I feel like I am just super confused. It's down 4, where that goes. Huh. I am so confused. Okay. This is a hard crossword. Even the person who made it can't remember all of this stuff. Okay. It's like the perfect length, and it works with nature. 2 down. What's 2 down? Feast and Folly, Castle of Burgundy mechanics. So let's click on Feast and Folly and look at the mechanics. What's that? Tableau building and worker placement. Okay, yeah. Tableau building. Oh, had I tried to put tableau building somewhere else? Oh, no, I don't think I thought of this as tableau building. It's tough because for myself, when I think of tableau building, I really think of cards, but I think laying things out on in your personal player area in a way that scores you the most points, I think is maybe at its most basic form what it's defined as. Oh, I misspelled something. I think. Leau. Yeah, I'm missing an A. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and it would be BGG listing for these published games that I am looking at for the source of the definition of a mechanic, like of whether or not that game is considered to have that mechanic. So it's not completely just my opinion. There's a reference to check. So even though maybe tableau building is not the first thing that comes to mind for me when I think of Castles of Burgundy, it is listed on its BGG tags according to the publisher. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here. 6, puzzle by number, and Azul. What are the words that are mentioned? Abstract and unique theme. Abstract must be what's going on there. Would be my first guess. 6 across. Where? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to fit. In fact, I should have maybe checked on our progress with like letters that are given. Okay. And that might have been more clear. A Taste for the King, 11 across. I mean, they're both about royalty. Let me see what was said for mechanic. Oh, but it's a mechanic, not theme. Not draft. Let's see. Race. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay, no. It's not. It's got to be race. Oh, CE. Oh. I don't know why. That was misspelled. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, race. Goodness. Well, I have to scroll around to get this close enough to be zoomed in enough, so it's kind of easy to see. And yeah, that makes it hard to see the whole words at the same time. But it's nice that it does have something, it allows me to zoom in enough to make the letters big, and I can just scroll each list. Okay, a part that's in Frank, across, and Champions of Midgard that starts with an M. A part that starts with an M. I believe there's a die in Frank. Or no, Frank. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting that mixed up with Predict. Frank is a card game. Let's see, what does it say? Or it's a card-based party game. Parts. Oh, meeples. I think maybe you use your meeple to choose your vote or whatever, and there are meeples in Champions of Midgard. Okay. Yeah, so a party game with meeples. Usually meeples are in a more heavy sort of game, or a medium weight at least. Okay, so stirred. Oh, oops. Okay, I'm not gonna. I want to first find 16. A format. Strategy. Yeah, okay. Kind of in abstract, as in abstract strategy, I think. Not that. No, it's not the last one. Twin Tarot and Wonderful World 23 across. Oh my goodness, so many letters. A lot of mechanics are, yeah, more than one word, right? I'm gonna go ahead and let me close up some of these tabs, see what this says in its mechanics list. Yeah, I could see hand management. Hand management, okay. Yeah, hand management. Interesting name for a mechanic that might make it hard to identify. Like, often it has to do with having a hand limit. Is a hand management thing, and yeah, with Splendor Duel, you have a limit to how many gems you can collect, right? And you have to spend, like, once you get to 10, you can't take anymore. You can't even trade them away or anything. You have to find something to spend them on. So I could see in that way that, oh, no. Sorry, Wonderful World. I'm on a different one. Goodness. Wonderful World mechanic, hand management. Interesting. I don't know. You're it's a pass draft. You're given like 7 wonders. You're given 8 cards or whatever it is, and you take one and pass it. I mean, you're building kind of the hand that you'll build from, and I guess that means you're managing it. That's interesting. I feel like maybe I want to read the description of what is, in sort of that compendium of different mechanics and what is defined as hand management, or what makes something hand management, and not just you have a hand of things, like you do in a lot of games. That's kind of inspecific. But all right. And yeah, I mean, with Twin Tarot also, I don't know, like, you have a whole bunch of cards and you pick 2 to play at a time. I don't know. I don't even think you're not taking cards in, as far as I recall. So anyway, I don't think I even tried Capybara Crush and Ticket to Ride. I think I scrolled past that one accidentally. So down 13. It might be Ticket to Ride is a set collection game, and the second letter is T, or is E. Sorry. That works. That one I haven't. That's also from the creator of Doomcat. I have not, an Otter. I have not played it myself. A Nylon Chaos Sky Pirates and To Call mechanic. Okay. To Call has action points. You get like 10 action points. It's one of those games where, and this action costs 3 and this one costs this. So I bet you, and it is, there's a little bit of overhead in trying. It's kind of it takes a long time to make a decision on your turn. So it doesn't maybe get pulled out as much because there's a lot of waiting for other people on when it's not your turn. So when you don't have a lot of time to play a game, like, it's maybe not a lot of people would pick it first, but action points seems kind of likely to me. Yeah, it starts with an A. Oh, I think I just scrolled past several of these at once. Okay. Oh, I missed a whole bunch. Yeah, also Uncantations and Codenames format. Codenames 1 could call a party game. It's also like a word game, a word association game. It's kind of like also you're waiting a long time. It's not a very peppy, fast-paced kind of party game. But 17 down. T. Wouldn't be word. let's see. Format for uncantations, especially since I have not play tested this one, so it's harder for me to off the top of my head. Format: card game, puzzle, strategy. Take that. Teams. You definitely are on a team and you're playing Codenames. Sweet. Okay, Grunts and Twilight Struggle, also one I didn't try yet. Ends with an E. Format. Twilight Struggle. Oh, Twilight Struggle. Sorry, I was thinking of Twilight Imperium off the top of my head, which is a big 4X kind of game. Twilight Struggle is a 2-player game about the Cold War. Format. It's not 2-player. Let's see. And also Grunts. I haven't play tested this one, so let's look at what it says about it. Chess-like game. Okay, yeah, so it's a one-on-one kind of game, but a word that ends in E. Format. Oh, sorry. We need to go further down. War game. I said about the Cold War. Okay, and 4 down. Oh, and 5 down. Okay. They're not filled out yet. Beat Tag and Colt Express. It's not action programming. Let's see what Beat Tag says. Also one I haven't played myself. It's Take That, if it starts with a T. Yeah, okay, yeah. Colt Express being Take That. Makes a lot of sense. You're choosing someone to shoot a bullet at in that game. Wow. What does this say in the parts list? I feel like something is off here. Is this something unique? Oh, unique. That makes complete sense now because of course Domino is not used enough to be listed as a part. That would be obnoxious to try and, well, now that Derwent is making a lot of those games, there's a lot of options, I guess, with Domino, but I don't think I'm going to put that in the part quite yet. I'm not sure it's widely enough popular as a part that a lot of people use. Okay. Unique. Yes, there's an option to say unique, mechanic, and part, and theme, and stuff like that, if you want to tag your games that way. So that's everything. That was quite a struggle. Amazingly, I mean, I made that puzzle, and it's all going to be things that I'm at least somewhat familiar with. But I think these puzzles are, let me go to main screen to say goodbye. These crosswords that I've made, there's going to be 2 more for the very least, and I think continuing after that for the January 2025 set that I've already built. But they're challenging in a different way, that it's more like a little scavenger hunt to go get the answer. Like you could go to BGG listing to look at the published game and see what's in there and kind of create a match if you're not familiar with either of the games. So it's more like something that encourages you to learn more about the games. I actually think it worked out better than I expected initially, making that crossword puzzle, that it does something that I want to do for the prototype listing and get people to kind of at least give a cursory look to what these games are and be aware that they're being developed. All right. So once again, let me bring up the badge sales link and remind you that badges are on sale for Protospill Online May 16th through 18th, and we will have early bird sale continuing to go for the next about 7 days. The next time I do a minigame Monday will be on the last day of early bird sales, so a bit more heavily, that you have just a few hours left to buy your badge if you want it at the lowest price. And also, if you are already coming, don't forget to use your referral code to invite your friends. If they've never come before, you'll get $5. They'll get $5 for their first badge purchase, $5 towards their first badge purchase. And we will see you next week for another Minigame Monday. I believe it will be another jigsaw puzzle next week, and we're coming up pretty close to the end of the August 2024 game titles. It will shift pretty close to the convention weekend for May coming up. I think I'll have one more puzzle that's from August after that, and then we'll be moving into one session back from the session. Well, it's from the session we just finished. Puzzles, so that cadence gives me time to make the puzzles before it's time for me to stream them. Once I have all the titles and what happened at the convention, like what was tested in LFG, what was shared as cell sheet, etc. All right, well, we'll see you next week, and thanks for joining me.